Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I'm doing the main story task guideline for the tour. It's the very first one you get and it will lead into all the main story tasks. I'm covering all of them, all the new main story guides I'm making at the moment, so then you'll be able to follow along and get this stuff done so you can escape from Tarkov. Now the tour is very important. It makes it available so you can select directly which map you want to go to on the map selection screen. So it's one of the first ones, or the first thing you should really focus on as you're playing through Escape from Tarkov. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. All right, so starting off, you're going to start your character and you'll automatically spawn into ground zero. From here, you either finish the tutorial or disconnect, and that will be the start of the tour quest line. And you'll be able to begin it. There, you go to the trader screen. You can talk to therapists. When you're talking to therapist, you click where you got therapist selected, click the visit button up the top. From there, you can talk to her. She'll yap for a bit and then tell you have to pay her 250,000 rubles. Pay the 250,000 rubles and then you'll get access to Streets of Tarkov. Next up, go talk to Ragman. When you're over and talking to Ragman, so you go to Ragman, click visit at the top, and then he'll give you a quest to go into Interchange. Head over to Interchange. Once you're on Interchange, you'll spawn in. You need to decide which extract you're going to take. By double tapping O, it'll tell you if you can take the railway extract or the Intercom, depending on where you spawn. Those are the free ones. Those are the two that you'll most likely go to. There are other extracts you can take. Green flare is available, the co-op extract or the car extract over at the power station. If you want to take the power station extract, you'll need to take 20,000 rubles. The flare, you'll need to take the green flare you either picked up on ground zero at some point if you went back to ground zero, or if you can buy it already from the traders, which I don't think you can. So most likely railway and Emicon. Head towards these extracts, survive, and then you'll have interchange done. This will unlock Skier. Skier will give you direct access into customs. It will ask you to hand over 5 building materials or tools. Now, you could have already picked these up for previous raids. I'll be saving them, but you do need to get 5 of them. So I highly recommend go to one of the maps that you've already been to if you haven't already picked them up, and then hand them over. You do need all 5 to hand over at the same time. And you also do need to go to customs and survive and extract from a customs raid. Now, depending on if you spawn on the trailer park side, you'll either be going towards something like ZB011. You got old gas station if the green flare is up. And then that's pretty much the main ones, or you got the actual flare extract on the train tracks. If you spawn over on the boiler side, you're most likely looking at either the trailer park or the crossroads to extract. You can take the green flare if you have access to a green flare. There is the car extract over at dorms. So if you go over to the dorms, there is the car. Take 20,000 rubles and you can survive an extract that way. Now, after you've done the extract and handed over the tools, which I'll have up on the screen, all the tools that you can hand in, or a majority of them at least, you will then be able to talk to mechanic. From there, he'll tell you you need to go into factory and hand over 2 found in raid weapons. So the first thing you need to do is go into factory and go get your survive, and if you can, pick up some guns while you're in there. If you've already got found in raid guns from previous raids, you can hand them over. If you haven't yet, I highly recommend just doing a scav run, going into factory on a scav run and just running around looking for dead scavs on the ground. Pick up 2 guns. The gun that you already started with will be 1, so you just need to pick up 1 extra gun, and then you've got your 2 guns to hand over to mechanic to get him complete. Once you've done that and you've finished factory and handed over the 2 guns, you got the opportunity to head over to woods. You need to kill 3 enemies on woods. This could be anything from players, scavs, bosses, raiders, rogues if they're there, bloody Santa Claus. You can kill anyone you want. Just got to kill 3. And then you don't have to do this in the same raid, by the way, and you just need to survive and get out of a woods raid. That will complete woods entirely and have it unlocked, or finish that part of the quest line. And then you get direct access into shoreline. From this part, you kind of need to go, or you don't have kind of, you have to go across to the road to customs side of the map. This is the, I guess, the eastern side of the map. The right-hand side of the map with the tower. So once you find that green watchtower, be very careful. It is quite dangerous over there. If you don't go down the road and you come from a side, there's a very good chance the snipers will shoot you, and then you can't shoot them back. You'll just get insta-clapped. So try and get onto the actual road and then walk down the road to the green tower, and you need to head down to the intercom. Now, after you've gone to the intercom, try your best to survive and extract the raid. Once you've done that, you should have access to Prepper to hand over 5 dog tags. They don't need to be found in raid. and this will give you access to reserve. So it is kind of important that you try and get these 5 dog tags as early as possible, because the idea is you want to go to reserve to be able to farm money for the next bit, which is unlocking Lighthouse. All right, so the next one is quite rude and brutal. You need to hand over 20,000 USD to Mechanic, and this will be the part that gets you to unlock Lighthouse. So the best way to get USD like sold to trader, so you're selling to, say, Peacekeeper, you can just buy USD straight from Peacekeeper. It'll probably cost you somewhere between 3 and 4 million rubles. Another good thing you can do, if you have access to a docs case, go into somewhere like Reserve, search for safes and filing cabinets on Reserve, and you'll get a lot of stuff like diaries, flash drives, SSDs, SAS drives. There's a list. There's an absolute list, because you probably won't have access to the flea market at this point. But if you can get access to a docs case or something like that, and otherwise just looting on filing cabinets on Reserve, getting a crap load of stuff to sell, and then selling it, you'll get the USD from Peacekeeper to get access to Lighthouse. Once you've paid over the 20,000 USD, you will have Lighthouse finished. All right, so now unlocking the laboratory or Terra Group Labs. So to get access into the labs, you need a Terra Group Labs access card. You have to find one or get one from a scav, raider, whatever, or a player from doing a scav run. However you get one, you just need to get one. Once you have one of these, you need to transit into labs. There's 2 transit locations. One is on Streets. It's located in the area of like the expo checkpoint. So there's a door that goes down into like a basement or a cellar. And then in there's the transit over to labs. If the other option, which is a lot faster and easier, go into factory. In the sewer area of factory, or in the water area of factory, there's a doorway. Go through the doorway into the tunnel, and then you can transit into labs from factory, which in my opinion, faster, easier, and it's probably the way to do it. Now, once you're over on labs, there's 3 things you need to do. Once all three are done, you have unlocked labs on the actual menu, and you do not need to survive the lab raid, which is good. If you're newer to Tarkov, labs is a bit of a cluster. It's where the sweaties will go, where the best loot in the game is, and it will be kind of stressful for you. So I'd highly recommend watching like my labs guide to get your bearings. But yeah, so first up, you need to go to the sewer conduit. This is one of the actual extracts. So you can go down into the basement and go across to the sewer. Then there is like the computer room area or the server area. That is the next place you need to go to. And then last but not least, you need to go to the management office, which is in the top and middle of the map. So right bang in the middle, top floor, there's like a manager's office that stands out by itself in the open. You need to run over to that, and that will finish it. So if you spawn in the middle of the map and you can quickly get upstairs into the server room, I'd say go there and then go down. But realistically, this is what I would suggest. Go down to the sewer, go back from the sewer into like one of the side little basement areas that you can hide behind a wall somewhere. Go make yourself a coffee, have lunch, come back 20 minutes later. Hopefully the map will be mostly cleared, and then go upstairs, go to the last 2 locations. Whilst you're at that, hopefully everyone's already left the raid, and then I'd say do this with less than 10 minutes left, and then clean up as much loot as you can on the way out. That's probably the safest way of doing it if you're new to Tarkov. If you just try and brute force it, it might take you a couple of goes. But yeah, thankfully, if you haven't gone on labs for quite a fair bit of your playthrough, you should be able to get them from the flea market. But yeah, you'll be able to buy access cards on the flea market. You don't need to go labs early. It is more of an end game kind of thing. But that is the final area that you will be unlocking during the tour. So you don't have to go labs early. Don't stress too much about it. Once you've done that, you will have the full tour complete. So that is it for the guide for the tour. I'm going to make guides for all the other main storylines. So if you want to learn more information, make sure you subscribe. Check out the actual playlist that has all the guides there for you. We try and make our guides as evergreen as possible, so everything is obviously subject to change, but we try and make it as detailed and informative for you so you guys have a good understanding. Hopefully this was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, and keep an eye out for the next one coming out. So lastly, I'll see you next time.